So you have the Bengals here who have the Shamar Stewart thing hanging over their head. They wrote the check for Jamar Chase. Before that, they had written checks for Joe Burrow and Orlando Brown. Brown coming from Kansas City. That had been a big check in free agency a couple of years ago as well. T. Higgins got that deal. It's not as much guaranteed beyond year one as I think a lot of people think, but regardless, they wrote a check. They signed both those guys. They denied all the skeptics there, and they got those deals done. Mike Brown is not one to just like open up the cash spigot and say, hey, here's more cash for all of you, Trey Hendrickson included. He is one to tell you, hey, I have a deal and you have a contract and you're going to show up and you're going to play. So I guess my question is, if the league doesn't, whether it's fair or not, see Trey Hendrickson the same way they see TJ Watt, and some of that is media creation and the Steelers, everything with that. I get that. And we're past the draft, to your point, so a deal right now doesn't seem likely. It doesn't help the Bengals this year. Is there a scenario in which Trey Hendrickson goes Carson Palmer, where Trey Hendrickson goes, you know what, I am the latest in the line of Bengals big-name guys who later in their career, throw Andrew Whitworth in there as well. He eventually sucked it up, and then he went to L.A., and he wrote the next chapter in his career. But is Trey Hendrickson the guy, Tom Pelissero, to go, you know what, I am willing to sit at home?
He's already said he's not playing on this contract.
Yeah.
He said that directly when he showed up in May to an open to the media practice, walked onto the practice field dressed in like khakis and a polo shirt and said, I'm not coming in for that. So I do not anticipate. Listen, all these things are fluid, Andrew. We've seen things that seem to be going one way and then they all of a sudden the pendulum swings back. I do not believe without a new contract that Trey Hendrickson is reporting. I think they're next Tuesday report date for the veterans. I don't think that he is there throughout the course of the preseason without a new contract, at least up until the point that he would need to play. And it would not surprise me. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not putting words in Trey Hendrickson's mouth because I am absolutely certain that more words will come out of Trey Hendrickson's mouth if it keeps going on like this. But I would absolutely not be surprised if he sits out games. You're talking about missing $1 million per game check, but you're also talking about a guy who this is his time to get one more really big bite at the apple. He's determined to get that. So stay tuned on the Trey Hendrickson situation. It has not seemed like this was a deal that was like impossible to do. They're not on completely different pages in terms of like what the money would be, but the Bengals have not moved the way that Trey Hendrickson would want to move. We know what he wants. He's said it publicly, Andrew. He wants a multi-year extension. He wants a multi-year commitment from the Bengals after that one-year extension he did a couple of years ago. He doesn't want to go down that road again. He doesn't want to kick the can and have to address this again in 2026. The Bengals are saying this is what we are willing to do. Eventually somebody has to blink, and I don't anticipate that at least in the next few days here it's going to be Trey Hendrickson.
All right. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.